Maybe, yeah. But
Like
again, that's not.
as you're making your way
Yeah.
through Twist Mountain, was there, or am I thinking of the game that they should have made instead?
I think that no, there was definitely like people like there was definitely people blocking paths to Twist Mountain because they're like hikers and miners and shit like that.
Yeah,
Um, but like I said, much of the kind of the point of like, this thing is an inconvenience and like it like that if there's a crustle there, it's not the only crustle in the game. Like I think
yeah,
that's more so why that trope died out rather than it being blocking your like a proverbial like, level gate. It is the fact that like they didn't like they felt sorry for like you only having this one chance to catch this Pokemon. You know? Like not to say that it's been dumbed down or simplified, but like I think they could kind of felt sorry that you like there's a good percentage of like people playing the Pokemon games that never got a Snorlax or a Sudowoodo. But like that's the whole point of the game, lads. You got to catch them all. So
yeah.
that's the skill. So what it was indeed at this point that I said enough is enough with Hariyama. You're not pulling your weight,
Yeah,
and
fair
it
enough.
is quite a lot of weight. But it was time to say goodbye. So there we go. So a little bit of short-term pain with Vibrava, and as you can see there, I have enough rare candies to get it to 40, 45. So off I go then to get it done, and hopefully we'll have ourselves a nice little dragon to complement our team. You really do feel the pinch in terms of like the resource management in this game in
Oh
particular,
yeah,
because don't have nowhere near as much money as you should, comparatively to the other games. Like this is the type of game where like you do really need to gamble, like
oh
have
yeah. But
a game corner to win some money in, kind of way.
and again, that kind of speaks to what this was intended. This is really a battle sim. This is really, hey,
Yeah.
you want to learn what double battles are? Um,
Mm.
and hey, if you're running low on money, go do some more double battles.
Well,
Uh,
again, it's like we said before. At least this is a challenge, and it's a
oh yeah,
good challenge. It's different. It's fresh. It's original.
yep.
Um,
Like, sorry,
and it,
you
yeah.
play as a former member of the evil team. That is as
Yeah.
catchy as Pokemon will ever go.
Mm. And like I said, like this is this kind of like this era of the Pokemon games did very well for giving you a different challenge. Like this is not like the kind of periphery games like say the trading card game or the pinball. Like this is an actual
Oh,
like genuinely different attempt at a Pokemon experience that isn't just the same kind of like get your starters, get your this, that, and the other. You now actually have like you have to use a different part of your Pokemon brain here.
yeah.
And like I don't
So
know if you ever played the DS variants of like say Pokemon Rangers stuff like that. Like that to
I
me is a periphery. Like that's
I
not quite
had
the yeah.
I had played one of the Rangers games. I played two of the Mystery Dungeons, and I
Mhm.
played Conquest.
Yeah, I haven't tried Conquest now to see what that's like.
I'd say it's worth giving a go. Probably not good enough for the channel, but it's worth giving a go.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough then. I might check it out at some point.
Um, but oh, why can't you use the last one? Yeah.
I think it's because I use it already, I think.
All right. Okay. Grand.
So those three so we have three DNA samples of just three just very different Pokemon, which is interesting.
So what? So I think we can say like this game underperformed, but it did get a second game made, but that
Mm.
also underperformed at the time.
Yeah.
What could they have done to make it oh, to like what could have been done to salvage this game?
Like here's the thing, right? Like when I'm playing this, I'm genuinely just I've enjoyed playing this game, right? Because again,
Yeah.
I've obviously for logistical reasons, I've had to kind of take over the playing of the game in a kind of a vacuum. So I've had this kind of like actual like control, I say controlled time to play
Ah,
this. Yeah, so that's why we have the three DNA samples.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I think
But
there might
like,
be something fun coming up here.
oh yes, almost certainly.
Oh, you're
Oh hey,
gonna
look,
fight
it's
the scrub
Scrub.
again.
Yeah, get good, Scrub. Spoilers, he doesn't.
Genuinely, just imagine him with a Mr. Burns, but with a mustache. Hi,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Mr. Scrub.
I'm Mr. Scrub. Yes. Um, but yeah, like I think in terms of how this game could improve, like it's again, like as a game, it's a one-trick pony, you know. But then you could say that about all the other Pokemon games as well, bar the main franchise,
Hmm.
you know. Where especially in current the most recent ones, where like the main games have tried to be as diverse a gameplay experience as can be possible in the Pokemon realm. Like it's giving you like, you know, like if you're not interested in your battling, you can go shiny hunting.
Yeah,
If you don't like your that, you can do like the virtual kind of almost the virtual pet mechanic, the idea of it, you know,
yeah,
um, the exploration, the open world side of it, all that jazz. For something like this, like it's always going to be limited by its remit, you know, um, which again I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. Like it's like I've enjoyed this because like I like Pokemon battling without necessarily being over like uberly competitive either, you know. So the fact that like I can just jump in and like have a nuanced kind of like way of battling is to me quite good. I enjoy that. Um, but then again, I am also acutely aware that I'm not the median Pokemon fan either. You know, that like the median Pokemon fan would like one be mostly on the Game Boy at this point in time. They would not have the GameCube. So if there's anything I would say to that is that just by nature, the fact that it's on the Nintendo like console as opposed to the handheld is probably what held it back a little bit more. But again, like there's no corrective action for that. You can't put this on the Game Boy, so that's not an option. And there was no chance of this going getting ported to any of the more popular consoles at the time, with the PS2 or what would have been the Xbox eventually. You know, they just weren't up. That wasn't going to happen at the time. You know, was we were going to get this to the Sega Dreamcast, because that's worse. No one's playing the fucking Dreamcast. You know what I mean? So it was always going to be diminishing returns with this. But that being said, I don't think they should be embarrassed by this game by any stretch of the imagination. This is good, and hopefully now that it's going to be on the kind of online Nintendo thingy, that a lot of like, you know, diff new kind of like Pokemon fans are gonna play this and enjoy the very unique experience.
yeah.
They have to go back in time now a little bit and work to Gen 3 rules and ignore and realize, oh, this works totally different. I have to relearn how I play this game now. I think that's a good thing, personally.
Yeah.
Whether it translates or not is entirely a mystery. We just won't know. Um, and I think it's also like the gaming kind of culture changed a little bit as well. Like at the
Yeah, I
time,
think that
yeah,
that might have been what its biggest sin was.
mm,
That it was made at a time where advertising um you didn't have the Nintendo Directs that you have
mm,
now, where
true, yeah,
that that would yeah, you didn't have the Nintendo Directs now, so it might not have gotten the proper advertising that it would have had it been made now.
that and also like the kind of the burn the jadedness with the Pokemon formula wasn't as prevalent in 3 as it is with like the current gen.
Yeah,
Like when we get to like it's at this point where, like, you know, if this came out with say Gen 4 or 5, um and again depending on what's out there as well, it could have done better. Do you know what? Let's do a comparative thing here, right?
hmm,
Pokemon Mystery Dungeon coming out on the DS had a much better chance to succeed because it comes out along in with the optimal console for Pokemon. So therefore, like it had the best chance to sell and best chance to succeed. Whereas this one is like trying to forge its own path on a console that is essentially new for Pokemon standards. You know,
yeah,
so in that respect, like I would say, it's still it's still perfectly fine. You know, it doesn't do anything wrong. It's not its fault that it didn't sell well. It is just circumstances that let it down. You know, and like I said, give it if this was repeated on say like I don't know what Battle Revolution was like on the Wii, whether sold or not. I presume it didn't because you know,
It really didn't. Like
yeah,
the really unfortunate thing is that no, this did not manage to sell well at the time.
mm, yeah,
It should have. And like looking at this, they're the sins that they have for this are that it wasn't like that I see that it wasn't advertised or that basically the Switch was not sorry, not the Switch. Um the GameCube itself was not
mm.
enough system seller.
Yeah, that's also a very good point as well. Is that the GameCube just overall didn't exactly end up in everybody's homes as well.
Yeah.
Again, again, we're Irish, so like our kind of like gaming kind of thing, where we only we can only work with what we get in a sense. So if we don't get like we didn't have the luxury of like picking and choosing what consoles we had. Like typically it was just probably PlayStations in Ireland at that time.
Yeah.
Then there was a big push for Xboxes, and then there was a big push for PS3s and 4s or whatever. So like Nintendo, and actually no, in fairness, Ireland loved the Nintendo Wii, but that cohort of gamers are casual. You know, they're not looking for the Pokemon games because that's what the DS is for. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's just like it's almost like you having like a franchise. It's almost like it doesn't belong in on the console in a weird way. It's like this feels like it's weird. It's like playing the Pokemon game on the PlayStation. It doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? Which again is very unfair to it because it's perfectly fine as it is. It's almost like too different for people at the time. Which again I think is harsh. Like it's still been very very good, and I would want to play Gale of Darkness now off the back of this. Because again, like I've also been one of those ones that do solidly believe that you can do a compelling enough story in the Pokemon realm if it's done well enough. And even though this has been very battle heavy, it at least has
Yeah.
been giving me enough to go on to go, okay, let's plow through this bit and get to the next bit of plot. You know, it's been very basic, it's very simple, but it'll do, you know? Now, I will say this guy is a very fucking tough boss battle. Because he actually has a strategy.
Oh
He's a
yeah,
rain
and
dance team.
that is such a problem that this game brought out. Or not a problem, it's such a benefit this game brought out, but also
Mm.
if you're 10, and I'm sorry, I'm using the marker of all 10-year-olds are idiots here.
We were, in fairness.
But if you're 10, this is a tough game. If you're 21 and half drunk on whiskey every night, yeah,
Hmm.
this can be a tough game.
Yeah.
Like especially when the battle arena starts spinning.
So which level do I? Oh, come here. Like, if you're playing Mystery Dungeon pissed, you're in fucking serious trouble, aren't you? Like, I was like, what do you
Oh,
mean I'm on the same floor?
no, no, that is an experience.
Maybe we should try that for our playthrough. Actually, maybe that might work out.
The Mickey approach, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But no, in fairness, the Mystery Dungeon is a great example of that because that is a unique Pokemon experience, but on a console that is better to deploy it. You know?
Yeah, yeah. Um, so, speaking of Mystery Dungeon, did you get how many of the different consoles did you get playing it on? Oh Jesus, that just knocked you out. Okay, how many?
Yeah,
Of
that Hydro Pump on with Rain Dance, it's a killer.
I think I had to turn away to turn the light on. Do we know Lantern's ability at the minute?
No, but like Lantern, we'd either have Water Absorb or Volt Absorb, so
Yeah, he's
it'd be
a
one of the
great
two.
like that.
Yeah,
Why would
that's
you
why
ever
I didn't attack it because I didn't want to waste a turn.
why would you ever run like water absorb on it? Like Volt Absorb just makes all the sense for it.
It does. Now, in fairness, Water Absorb works if you're like in current like rules where your where Surf hits you as well. You
Yeah,
know, this is still before Surf wouldn't affect your side of the field, but now it does. So if you have Water Absorb on Lantern, you could have it constantly healing as you do Surf.
fair,
So that would be the advantage
fair.
of it. Like, but again, Lantern is like that is not the optimal guy for that now. It would be something
Mhm.
like Krogunk with dry skin, you know?
Yep, yep.
Um, so yeah, I wouldn't know offhand which one this is. So yeah,
Jesus, he has done some damage to you so far, though.
he has wiped my team, and again,
Yeah.
it just shows you the difference in like having the right people starting
Oh
the
yeah,
the battle.
and like, it just shows like how, and I think we kind of got a taste of this again in the Scarlet and Violet DLC when the whole academy is doing nothing but double battles.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
and they're tricky enough. Like,
they really are, and that I'm
yeah,
not being cheeky whenever I'm saying that, like, but
no,
not saying I fainted or not saying I whited out or anything like that, but there was definitely an element of I can't go into this and
mm,
just attack everything with pure attack moves
yeah,
and I win.
yeah, yeah. You could definitely get your pants pulled down in it. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you're trying to be like kind of level proportionate and stuff like that, and try and play it in
Ooh,
the spirit of the game, as it were. You
yeah.
know?
Okay, at the very least you got an ice move and you're up against Altaria. That could be an easy win.
Yeah. But again, it's also because now they have Ampharos out now as well as the problem. So I think I basically just gonna I think I use this as a speculative run now to see like, okay, what else does he have in this team? I am expecting
Okay.
Raikou here, by the way, with the boss battle. So
Right.
so it's either Altaria and it's someone else, you know?
Yeah. Well, surprise, it's not this battle. It'll be against Mirror B again.
Yay, Mirror B, Mirror B.
I mean, he is the best character in this game.
That is highly debatable, to be honest. I will fight you to the death on that. No nonsense in Pokemon. That's my point of view. Um,
Oh, absolutely! I'm absolutely in disagreement with you there. That like that's what made this game was the ridiculousness that they were able to go to with some of the characters.
oh, in fairness, some of them are just stuck in like again the anime haircuts on them is ridiculous. But again, that's also I suppose part of the charm is that they look fucking stupid. Like I've been recently playing through the Ace Attorney series lately, and it's just like just the fucking haircuts you see on them. You know, it's just it is hilarious. It's just overly dramatic. It's like
Hmm.
they know you have to spice up that series a a courtroom drama in some way. So let's make them all as anime as possible. You know.
Yeah.
So you know it is a kind of Japanese game. So you have to take it on its merits in that sense. So yes, now here's the fun bit is trying to take these fuckers down. Yeah. Ouch.